What's going on? Guys, I gotta tell you, I am just so stoked at how many of you guys are picking up some extra skills from watching my channel. I think it's great that you guys are getting something out of it, and I'm happy for you. I love helping people play, helping people out. I love helping players get better at playing guitar, and I'm glad to hear you guys are able to benefit from my channel. I get a lot of emails and comments that are great, and I just want to say thanks, and I'm here to help you guys. So let me know what you want to see, and I'll make a video for you. All right, let's get right into it. Today, guys, I'm going to show you how to go from a very common sound of Phrygian dominant back to the classic harmonic minor, or vice versa. If you're using harmonic minor, how you quickly get into Phrygian dominant, how the two are related, and why they're used so often together, and just demystify the whole thing, making it very simple and easy for anyone at any level to be using these sounds when they write their metal or anything of a hard rock nature. All right, so I'm going to get right into it for you guys. There's nothing too difficult. There are some basics we're going to cover. In case you don't know them, my channel covers everything. So far, I've got about 100 videos out there. I've done my best to cover all the basics, all the intermediate level stuff. I've got exercises that'll give you all the physical skills you could desire. And I have videos on all the common questions of basic knowledge that is used in today's music. Again, if there's something specific that you want to see that you think is not in my channel catalog, let me know and I'll make a video just for you exactly on that. I'll put up whatever topic you want to see, and I'll make it as easy as possible, because really nothing here is that difficult. And that's what I'm here to help you out with and show you that nothing is that hard. So if you don't know much about Phrygian dominant and harmonic minor, then there are other videos that explain some of those things. I'm going to give you a brief explanation of what's going on so you can follow this video. But if you want to master it, there are other videos I have that explain what it is and how to play through some of the moves. So, harmonic minor in review just is a version of the minor scale. It is the minor scale, the basic minor scale of your key. So let's take the key of, we'll use G major here. We're going to be using today, I guess. So we'll be using the key of E minor. That is our minor key. The harmonic minor scale is the E minor key with a raised seventh letter. So the seventh letter of the key of E minor is raised a half step. So if we know the notes of G major are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, we know that the sixth letter names the minor key, and that would be E. That's why it's E minor. So it's the same letters beginning from E. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. Now we take the last letter D, which is the seventh letter from E, and we raise it a half step to D sharp, and that gives us a step and a half between the C and the D sharp, and a half step between the D sharp and the E, thus making the scale extremely dark. So, and it also creates a lot more tension because there's more half steps. So, let's get right to that. And I will explain more about tension and half steps at another time. Keep following my channel and you'll see that video come up. Now, let's discuss harmonic minor and Phrygian dominant. When you look at the basic Phrygian scale, we start from the major side of the key. So in the key of E minor, we're looking at G major. The Phrygian note is the third letter, so it would be B in this case. So in G major, the key of the note of B is your Phrygian note. When you're in the key of E minor, that is the fifth letter of the scale. We know this because when we build our E minor chord, we get the three letters E, G, B. E is 1, G is 3, B is 5. Root and fifth is the power chord, E and B. And then E and G is in the middle. That's considered the E minor chord. There's a version of that we play on the guitar in a distorted form, kind of like a power chord, but instead of E and B, we play E and G. We call it an R3 power chord instead of an R5. I have a video that demonstrates that and how wicked the sound is when you switch back and forth between them. So check that video out if you want to. I'll try to link that for you at the bottom. If not, it's in the catalog, but I'll link. I think I'll link it here for you. So let's go over that real quickly. When we're in the minor key of E minor, the B note is 5, not 3. It's 3 from G with 5 from E. That's the note we're looking for. That is the prominent letter, folks, because E is the name of the scale. B is the 5. So since in G major, B is the 3 and B is Phrygian, so in a beginning from G, Phrygian is always the third mode. So we now know that this B mode, even though it's fifth in E, is a Phrygian mode. So it's B Phrygian. And then we have our E harmonic minor scale that we've now switched to from the regular E minor scale. We now have E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D sharp. Now, we take this E minor scale, this E harmonic minor scale that is still rooted off of the E, and when you root off the E using this D sharp, you will get that harmonic minor vibe, just like this. This is simply beginning from the E note at the 12, playing the E minor scale, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D sharp. Notice when you root back to the E using this D sharp, you get a harmonic minor sound, hence used in classical music. So people say that's a classical sound. Well, it's not the classical sound. There's no such thing, but it's used in classical music, and it was when classical music was at its peak. Harmonic minor was used to draw attention to the music and draw close to the sound. So in hard rock and metal, we do the same thing. We use it for a different flavor, has a strong resolution, and it's dark. And so that's why people use it. There really isn't much more to understand than that. It's just an extra note that changes the gaps in the scale. So you go from D, you have a D to an E, which is a whole step. When you add the D sharp to E, you add a half step. Half steps are darker than whole steps. Half steps are 1 fret apart, whole steps are 2 frets apart. And if you notice, if you play D to E, it is not as dark as if you play D sharp to E. Now when you go from this D sharp and you backpedal through the scale and you go back from the D sharp to the C, you get 3 frets, which is a step and a half. It's another dark interval. A dark interval there from C to E flat or C to D sharp. Pulls the D sharp to the E, another half step. So here you have 2 half steps. 2 dark intervals, I'm saying. A half step and the minor third, another dark interval. And then look at this, B to C, another minor half step, another minor second dark interval. So now the scale has 3 dark intervals in a row. You can't beat that for darkness, so that's why harmonic minor is used so often. Now, how is it related to Phrygian dominant? I'm going to explain it to you right now. So, folks, Phrygian, the third sound of B. Before we get to harmonic minor, just understanding basic Phrygian is a tension sound in the key. When you play off that B like that, the sound is waiting to be released. You can just hear that it is holding tension. It's just waiting to pop. To the E. So Phrygian does that. It holds the tension. Now, Phrygian dominant is the use of the raised 7, that D sharp, used along with the B. Now what happens is you take this E harmonic minor scale, to make it very simple now, we're going to summarize. We take the E harmonic minor scale, we change the root note from E to B, and instantly you get the B Phrygian dominant sound. Different than the B Phrygian sound because you've added the D sharp. Changing the root to B will give you the B Phrygian sound if you use the standard scale of G major, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, rooting from the B. B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B is B Phrygian. You'll get that standard B Phrygian sound I just played for you. When you use the D sharp, you get the B Phrygian dominant sound, which adds more tension and darkness to that already dark Phrygian sound. So now we get this. Phrygian dominant. When you want to get off the Phrygian dominant, stop rooting on the B using the harmonic minor scale. Stop using the B while you're using that scale and root off of the E instead. So resting on the B gives you the Phrygian dominant sound. Resting on the E gives you the harmonic minor sound when you're using the same scale. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D sharp. When you root off the E, you get harmonic minor. When you root off the B, you get Phrygian dominant. It's very simple. And that's basically how it works. So now what you do is you start putting your chord progressions together using both set of notes. So now you have the note of D sharp. You can use this as a note in the progression. Or you can go all out and just, you know what, say what the heck I'm going to play this as a power chord. It works. If you want to be technically correct, you would not play it as a power chord because there's no A sharp in our scale. Now, I know what some of you are saying, and I'm going to get to it right now. Hey, Mezzy, this is not A sharp, this is B flat, and B flat is the flatted 5 in the common scale of E minor. You're right, everybody. Correctamundo. When you play the harmonic minor D sharp, and you play the A sharp, D sharp, like D and A, now it's really D sharp and A sharp. But you can kind of think of this as a B flat if you want to, because technically we do play it as a B flat. So it'll make sense harmonically in the sound. It'll make sense if you played the D sharp with the A sharp, because the A sharp will just sound like a B flat in the scale. We hear that B flat sound a lot, so it would make harmonic sense to just play it like a chord. So it works. Whether it's technically correct or not, who knows? Music is an art. There's no right or wrong way to do any of this. There's no book on it that says there's a law that you're correct. There are some rules to harmonic minor scale formulas and things like that. When you're looking at a harmonic minor scale, there are some rules to voice leading where you do this, or you do that, or don't do this, or don't do that, depending on what situation you're in. So there are a few times when there are some rules that say this is what it is when you do this is what it is when you do that. But for the most part, 99% of the time, it's an art. You do what you want. You make it up. There's a guideline that says these are the notes in the scale, but no one said you had to stay to that. People mix and match in and out of the keys all the time. No one said you can't. This is just telling you what's in the key, so you know when you're not in the key. No one said you can't drive out of the lines in your town. You can go any town you want, but know when you're crossing over into another area, because the rules change. So you should know when you're in another town or state. Wouldn't you want to know if you're driving from one state to another? Because what you're carrying might be illegal in the state you're in, it may not in the other one. You might be able to carry your gun in your state and not in another. So you would want to know what's going on as you cross borders, and the guitar is the same way. When you cross from one key to the next, you just want to know you're not in the other key anymore, because the sound will change, and you want to know that it's changing. So no one says you can't mix and match. Just if you're going to mix and match, make it work, and it works if you like it. So there's no wrong way to do it. So if I say something that's technically incorrect, I don't know what to tell you. I already play guitar really well. I'm just trying to help you play guitar really well. So don't worry if you don't get everything technically correct. It's an art form. There's no right or wrong way to do it. And who taught us that the most? Mr. Darrell himself. Dimebag taught us that you don't have to be perfect. Just being yourself is the best way to be. And if everybody here is trying to reach your own personal best, well, you're going to get there watching my channel, because I'm here to make things easy. Wasn't that really easy to understand how that works? Now all you do is put your chords together. Or go off the B. It's really not that hard. That's basically it in a nutshell, guys. So I'm just, hopefully you now understand how to mix harmonic minor with Phrygian dominant, how they are related, and now you can go on and make your riffs, make your solos, play all the songs you want from Yngwie, Iced Earth, and a bunch of other bands that use that kind of thing, and a whole bunch of newer bands that might be doing it too. Now you understand what it is, and it's not a secret. You've just gained yourself some serious knowledge on the guitar, Isn't that what you're here for? Now you're leaving 10 or 15, 12 minutes, 15 minutes later, and you are more knowledgeable than you were when you sat down to watch this video. So congratulations. You're getting where you want to go, and you're reaching your personal best, and you're reaching your dreams. Thanks for allowing me to be part of that, and I hope to see you guys soon.